Now, we shall move on to the next topic. Now, let us learn about tenses. The word tenses comes from the Latin word tempus. Tempus means time. Tempus means time. There are three main tenses. What are the three main tenses? Present tense, past tense, and future tense. The three main tenses are present tense, past tense, and future tense. The verb shows the time of an action or event. The verb shows the time of an action or event. Now let us see the example. The first sentence is, I write a letter. I write a letter. The second sentence is, I wrote a letter. The second sentence is, I wrote a letter. Third sentence, I will write a letter. I will write a letter. First we will take the first sentence. I write a letter. Look at this sentence. I write a letter. In the first sentence, the verb write refers to the present tense. The verb write refers to the present tense. So it is called present tense. So the sentence I write a letter is in present tense. Look at the second sentence. I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter. In the second sentence, the verb wrote. In the second sentence, the verb wrote referred to the past tense. The verb wrote refers to the past tense. So it is called past tense. See the sentence, I wrote a letter. This sentence is in past tense. Third sentence. Look at the third sentence. I will write a letter. I will write a letter. In the third sentence, the verb will write refers to the future tense. The word will write refers to the future tense. So it is called future tense. Tenses are mainly divided into three types. They are present tense, past tense, and future tense. Now, each of the three types have subtypes. That means the present tense, past tense, and future tense have four subtypes. What are the four subtypes? They are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. We can consider it as a family tree. Where a grandfather tense is having three children. They are present, past, future. A grandfather tense is having three children. They are present, past, future. Each parent is having four sons with the same name. They are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Binding them all become 12 tenses of siblings. So there are 12 tense forms in tense. Mainly there are three types of tense. Present tense, past tense, future tense. Each of them there are having four subtypes. Each of three types have four subtypes. They are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Binding them all becomes 12 tenses. Now let us see the forms of verbs. Verbs are mainly divided into 5 forms. What are the 5 forms? the base form. First one, the base form, we will denote it as V1. We will denote it as V1. Second one, past form, we will denote it as V2. We will denote it as V2. V2 means nothing but the past tense of a verb. V2 is nothing but the past tense of verb. Third one, past participle. Past participle, we will denote it as V3. We will denote it as V3. That means the third form of a tense. The third form of a tense. Fourth one, yes, es form. We will denote it as VS, es form. Fifth one, ing form. We will denote it as VING form. We will denote it as VING form. There are 5 forms of verbs. Verbs are mainly divided into 5 forms. First one is base form. We will denote it as V1. Second one is past form. We will denote it as V2. Third one is past participle. We will denote it as V3. Fourth one is SES form. We will denote it as VSES form. Fifth one is ING form. We will denote it as VING form. Now let us look into an example of verb play. Now let us look into an example of verb play. The base form of play is play. In the past form of play is played. In the past participle form of play is played. In the ES form is plays. In the ING form, it is playing. In the ING form, it is playing. us see about the forms of verb. Forms of verb. Verbs are mainly divided into 5 forms. Verbs are mainly divided into 5 forms. What are the 5 forms? What are the 5 forms? The first form, base form. The first form, base form. We will denote it as V1. We will denote it as V1. Second form, past form. Second form, past form. We will denote it as V2. We will denote it as V2. V2 is nothing but the past tense of a verb. The past tense of a verb. Third form, past participle. Third form, past participle. We will denote it as V3. We will denote it as V3. It is the third form of a verb. It is a third form of a verb. Fourth form, SES form. SES form will denote it as VSES form. VSES form. Fifth one, ING form. Fifth one, ING form. We will denote it as VING form. We will denote it as VING form. Now let us look into an example of verb play. Now we will look into an example verb play. The base form play is play. The base form play is play. In the past form, it is played. In the past form, it is played. In the past participle form, it is played. In the past participle form, it is played. In the SES form, it is plays. It is plays. In ING form, it is playing. In ING form, it is playing. Let us look into one more example. The base form go is go. The base form go is go. The second example, we will take the verb go. Okay. The base form go is go. In the past form, go is went. In the past form, go is went. In the past participle form, go is gone. The past participle form, go is gone. In the SES form, go is goes. In the SES form, go is goes. In the ING form, go is going. In the ING form, go is going. We will recall that what are the five forms of verb? Base form, past form, past participle, SES form, ING form. Base form, past participle, SES form and ING form. These are the 5 verbs types, forms of verbs.